Hi all, my name is Ashley, and today I'm going to talk about a little something different than what I normally talk about. I am going to talk about crying. So, first of all, it's okay to cry, and I think sometimes we forget the benefits of crying. So, as you can guess, recently, maybe last night, I pitched a bit of an inner fit, and I reached my maximum amount of stress that I could just handle. And there's been a lot of things going on outside of work and inside of work. Of course, being an entrepreneur is really, really tough. I think people don't realize how tough it is until they are in the thick of it. And even if they've been in the thick of it before, which I have, I may have forgotten how awesome it can be some days. So last night I cracked, and I absolutely bawled my eyes out and hung up and called a friend and bawled out my eyes some more. Granted, you feel a little stuffy afterwards and you feel probably a headache. Took some Advil for that. But I went back to work, did a couple of hours of work, and then I went to bed at about midnight last night. And when I woke up this morning, I just felt better. I felt release. I felt calmer. I felt a lot calmer. And so I was kind of curious about why this was. And because me, I'm always asking questions and I've always got to know things. And first, it's okay to cry. Secondly, it's actually good to cry. So what I've learned with my little bit of research here, and I'm going to post the link to where this research is, it's Healthline, so I feel like that's a pretty reliable source. And they always quote their sources as well. So you've got 3 different types of tears. You have reflex tears, that's when you've got something in your eye like dust. You have continuous tears, and that's when your eyes are just moistening themselves to protect. That's just it happens. We don't even think about it, don't even realize it's going on. And then there's the emotional tears. Now, the difference between the continuous tears and the emotional tears is that continuous tears are pretty much 98% water. Okay, so there's some other stuff mixed in there, but 98% water, right? Probably not a surprise. But what I found to be surprising was that emotional tears actually contain stress and hormones and other toxins, and your crying is a way of purging those toxins. I didn't realize that. I knew there was some benefits, but I wasn't sure what that was. And something else that I thought was pretty interesting is it can dull the pain. So it releases chemicals like oxytocin and endogenous opioids. So it releases chemicals in your brain, and that's one of the things that helps dull that pain. The other thing that it does is obviously it improves your mood. Again, that's going to be another chemical release. It's also, if you're in a really good fit, if you're crying and you're sobbing, which I was verge of sobbing, I was on the verge of sobbing. Let me ignore that. And but you start to breathe deeper, right? Sometimes we just simply don't breathe deep enough. So, and it also gives us a kind of a point where we can just restart, right? So we threw our temper tantrum, we cried, we said everything that we've been wanting to say, about, for me, it's about this startup business of mine. I am really, really good at what I do. But in order to get the opportunity to do what I'm really, really good at, I have to do a lot of things that I'm terrible at. Things like Twitter, not a fan. So just learning all the different technologies, like everything I do is another rabbit hole. You know, I've signed up for Nextdoor, and next thing I know, I'm adding a gift card account because I can. And I'm not saying I'm not organized. I'm just saying there is so much to do. And when you are trying to get your word out there about what you do and to get people interested in what you do, it's exhausting. And I forgot how exhausting it can be. And at the same point, I love it. I love networking. And you know what? Being told no, okay, next. So if you're having a tough day and you feel all these emotions whelming up and you're maxed out and you feel those little tears coming on, let them go. Just let them go. Pick yourself up afterwards. Know that it's going to be okay. And start new. So stay curious, stay kind. Until next time.